Hello and welcome to this exam tips video relevant to the December 2017 examinations from Phoenix Financial Training. I'm Vignesh Sivakumar, here to share a few tips which may be helpful in preparing for your exams. The P5 examination has historically had a very low international pass rate, although the recent trend suggests that it is significantly improving, and a large part of that may be due to the students' improved understanding of how to approach the exam globally. A key to passing P5 is appreciating that this is not a knowledge-based exam, but one where application is the name of the game. Students find it very difficult understanding the requirements of the question, and a key part of that is investing a bit of time trying to plan your answer and clarify what the examiner wants by careful reading before you start off with the answers. So when you practice questions before the exam, I would highly advise you start writing down in your own words what does the examiner really want, and then check your understanding. Because once you understand the requirements, the P5 examination is not difficult. Key areas I would focus on for sure would be based on what the examiner has continued to test over the past few years. Though I must warn you, the examiner for P5 has very clearly indicated that he will try to catch students who question spot by testing areas without following a necessary pattern. He said that in the examiner's report, so I wouldn't question spot and effectively say this won't be tested because it's come up in a recent exam. However, as I mentioned, what I quote as key areas are core areas of P5 that have a high chance of being examinable. They have remained important and they continue to remain important. Please make sure you are thorough with the EVA computations and an evaluation of EVA as a technique. You could very well have a question on evaluation of a report that has been a key part of exams many a time in the past and will continue to be. And that will be a sizable chunk of marks, about 15 to 18 marks probably, sometimes 12. About 12 to 18 marks could be evaluation of a report you are given, where you're asked to talk about, is this report good enough? Does it satisfy the needs of the board? Is it consistent with the mission and the objectives of the company? Does it measure what is important to us? You should also watch out for questions where they give you KPIs, maybe utilizing models like balanced scorecard and building block, and ask you to evaluate whether these KPIs are suitable to the company. Avoid general comments. Try to see if those KPIs are of relevance to this company and consistent with the objectives of the organization. When doing your analysis, you may additionally be asked to suggest KPIs as well, and sometimes calculate those indicators if you're given some information that enables you to calculate those KPIs. Obviously, when suggesting KPIs, please make sure yet again that they are relevant and consistent with the position of the company. Please also make sure before you go into the exam that you are familiar with how you apply the models such as performance pyramid and the building block. Please remember the building block has three elements: the dimensions, the rewards, and the standards. The questions many a time tend to focus on one of those, or in some cases all the areas. So watch out for what part of the building block the examiner wants you to use in your evaluation. So it is likely he may just want you to evaluate the rewards element by using the characteristics of rewards. And evaluation of reward systems is a constant theme in the P5 exams. So please make sure you practice at least a question on these models before you go in. Also ensure you're thorough with the elements on risk and uncertainty, where you may tend to be asked to apply the ideas of maxi-max, maxi-min, and sometimes mini-max regret, or even assess the risk appetite of an organization in the given question. Whenever they say you take a decision using methods or that you would use for decision making under risk and uncertainty, they are expecting you to use these techniques that I mentioned, namely maxi-max, maxi-min, mini-max, regret, and so on. Please do brush up the other so-called contemporary issues such as JIT, TQM, Six Sigma, environmental management, accounting, the concept of 5Ss or the lean systems. These are all small ideas, but having a bit of knowledge on this will ensure you can get a few easy knowledge marks, and also on the back of that try and apply it to the scenario where required. This will not be a large part of the exam, but could be an easy 5 or 10 marks as a part of another question. Finally, I would also encourage you to ensure you review the aspects of value for money in the context of not-for-profit organizations, where you could be asked to assess efficiency, effectiveness, and economy. Sometimes this may involve calculation, where you're asked to calculate a ratio, and then you've got to talk about how that is useful in assessing value for money. And before I forget, transfer pricing has remained under-examined for quite some time. While people hate it, it is still a topic that has not figured in exams of late. So please do ensure that you review that topic as well. And it's all a matter of practicing a question or two from recent exams and then going in. You should be perfectly fine. I wish you all the very best. Please make sure, as I mentioned earlier, that you spend time, invest time trying to understand the question before you dive into the answer. Organize the answer well. Make sure you get the 4 professional marks in section A. If you do all of this, there's definitely enough in the exam for you to score 50 or more. Good luck.